So the Claude team has been shipping an incredible amount of features. I think it comes down to like 1.4 features a day. This guy even created here a calendar showing just how many stuff they release. I think you should be in the loop with these things, with these features, but keep in mind that half of them is just not going to affect your daily work. For example, the Excel and PowerPoint sync is something I would not use as a Claude Code user. So there are many things popping up. Voice models, another example, because I think it's called Super Whisper. So try to stay in the loop. If you are into this agentic world, try the features and see what fits into your workflow, but you don't have to pick up necessarily everything. Some of them are really good and will improve your coding workflow if you use agents for coding. And my goal with these short videos is just to show you how actually it is really easy to set these things up and how greatly they can improve your workflow. That's it. I created a super simple to-do app, of course. I deliberately introduced a bug to it, added some unit tests, of course. The point of this video is to show you how you can create a test writer agent that will improve the quality of your unit tests. I will show you how you can extend it so you can add things to it that you figure out in your debugging process that are important to you. So here is Claude. It created this really simple to-do app, which is only like one React file. It also created a unit test using VTest browser test. And the bug that you show on the screen earlier, that the input is not clearing, I added milk here. You would expect that to be cleared from the to-dos. Now I also have this test which is passing right now. Let me run it with npm run test. You will see VTest test browser come up and burn my eyes. But yeah, this passes because I made a what I call a weak assertion in the test. So if you go over this line by line, you will see that I'm selecting this input that is on the screen. I enter the text by groceries into that input and then press enter. After that, I check if by groceries is in the document, and that part works, so it gets added to the document. But what doesn't work is the cleanup. So the input still shows the buy groceries. The assertion here, which should be responsible for catching that, actually says that what I'm expecting here is the input to not have the value buy groceries. Now I added an extra S at the end, just to kind of demonstrate to you that if you rely on these weak assertions to like something not be equal, something else, you can introduce mistakes into your tests that will give you like false negatives and pass even if they shouldn't pass. Now, of course, the solution I think here is to also, just to make things worse, you can like buy groceries and mistakenly have here a space. Let me run the test again. This should also pass because what is in the input is buy groceries without the space. So you can have here anything, and this test will pass as long as you don't have the exact string that was entered. Now you could argue that, okay, why we are not having just here buy groceries? Well, it's because you might decide to update the string, and I don't know, let's say you have some special character input problem at some point. Then you start here adding special characters, but you forget to to change this. So then again, your test will pass because what you expect here is now different than from what you entered. However, I think the solution to this is really clear, because the only thing we expect is the input to have value empty string and nothing else. So if I run the test now, it will fail. So you see this is like red. And if I give it some time, it will throw the timeout and show the error. So yeah, this would be the solution. Yeah, so it failed because we received buy groceries instead of the empty string. This is happening because I commented out this line here for set input to an empty string. And now after I remove that, it will pass again. Yes, it did. But yeah, so this is how you kind of end up creating these weak assertions. So let me just go back to what we had. Okay, so the idea again is now agents are writing our code. So why we don't create an agent which will create a test that doesn't contain these weak assertions? In Claude, you will invoke the /agents command, where you will go create new agent. This will be a project level agent. Project level agents are really good. I think if you're in a team and your whole team uses Claude Code, it's amazing. But even for solo projects, I think it's great. So let's create a new agent. Describe your agent. Now, what you will see often in videos is people go on for 5 minutes, like you are a software engineer with 15 years of experience. I think what your agent definition should have is really, really specific instructions, what to do, what to watch out for, what not to do. I think those are the parts that will build up a really good agent. So I will kick off here with some intro, like you are a test writer / reviewer agent who helps us keep our tests in good shape. Again, nothing really specific, but what you need here is that you catch weak test assertions. Those are expect, and let's just give here like a kind of like a pseudocode format of what we consider weak assertions. So those are expect, then something not to have value, then the value. So instead of weak assertions, you prefer strong assertions. I don't know, again, if these are the legit names for these things, but let's call them strong assertions. So instead of weak assertions, you prefer strong assertions that are like expect something to have value than the actual value. So I think this is okay. So I'm going to hit enter, and it will generate an agent from description. It should have access to all tools. That's fine. We can use Sonnet for this. I really don't care. Let's give it some really good color, green, the color of passing tests. And this will be a project scope agent. Enter to save it. Okay, looks like we have the new agent. Now, I don't know if I have to restart Claude, but yeah, let's do that. Also, if you go into your project, you can see the agent, test assertion reviewer. So this is your whole agent definition. And Claude kind of got the memo, what is weak assertion. So we have all these not to be visible, not to have length and stuff like that. And also the strong assertions that compare things to what we expect them to be. So it also gave you like a nice paragraph and some points on why weak assertions are dangerous, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is good. But now let's actually try if it can catch the weak assertion. So let me check the test still. Yeah, so we still have the not to have value. Now I will tell Claude. Oh, again, one thing. So in the description of your agent, you will have the rules when your agent should be activated. So right now, this is something Claude generated, but you can update this. It says use this agent when writing or reviewing test code to ensure things are correct. So this should automatically start the agent when I say something like, let's review the unit tests in this project. But you can add here like more specific cues when to trigger the agent, like specific words or sentences. So now this will start the search. It will look for some testing patterns. It found one file. And let's see if it will trigger the agent. If it won't trigger the agent, we can just tell it to like explicitly trigger this thing. It said weak assertion line 17, and also gave some examples and asked if we wanted to review the weak assertion. Let's fix it. Now I'm going to explicitly tell it to use the test assertion reviewer agent. And if you do this, you will see a little bit of like visual effect with the color of the agent that it triggered. And it will ask to edit the file and check if we have the empty string in the test instead of the not to have value thing. And it already edited the file and it's all good. Now notice that so the first time it ran the agent, it didn't show this visual. I don't know why that is, but it clearly picked up instructions from the agent. But if you're unsure, you can go like use test assertion reviewer to add one more high value test to this app. Then it will again invoke the agent because we explicitly referred to it by its name, and it will consider the agent's definition to write this test. Now, as you progress, when you debug the application, add new things to it, you will eventually write some tests that are bad or aren't working in a way you would expect. And you will come to some conclusions, like you don't want to mock out certain parts of the application. You would rather use, for example, mock service workers. You just come here to this file and add like new paragraphs to this. This is just a markdown file, so you can edit it. And nothing special is required. Just add here like a new section, for example, when writing tests, mocks. Instead of mocking, fetch, request, use MSW. It's simple as that. So next time it will pick up these new instructions, and your only job is to keep this file in shape and add things to it as you learn new things about your test suite and your application. I think that's it for this short video. I really encourage you to stay in the loop with all these updates because, again, they release a ton of stuff, and every now and then you will pick up something that's like really important to you and will improve your agentic coding experience. But yeah, don't consider everything as a feature that you have to put into use today because they just released it. So yeah, keep this in mind. that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.